Good morning, my loving students of 10th E and F. I hope you completed your homework of yesterday's to write the answers in your CW copy. You have to write. Many students asked me doubts whether to write all the answers. Yes. You have to write some inside answers also, oral comprehension check. I texted it later. You have to write those answers also, whatever answers I had given. Read thoroughly those answers, learn them, understand and learn. Today we are going to learn the next poem, A Tiger in the Zoo, third poem. A Tiger in the Zoo. This is our fourth class, May 5th. It's written by Leslie Norris. A Tiger in the Zoo. Your life is, at the present, your life is just like an animal in the zoo. You are not able to get out. Even you are not able to play outside on the playground. No school, getting bored. So just to think about those animals who are in the cages in the zoo. The poem A Tiger in the Zoo is written by Leslie Norris. In this poem, the poet tries to depict the mental condition of a tiger in the zoo with its life in its natural habitat. It's very difficult to catch an animal or a bird and imprison them where they are not at all free. They are getting food timely, it's okay, but our life is full of freedom. Know it very well. Now you are facing the same problems, very suffocated inside in your room. Just to think about those people, those who have only one room, 2 rooms. As corona is, pandemic is spreading very soon, so it's not safe at all to come out. Think about those people. So here about a tiger. So the poet, in this poem, the poet tries to describe, depict the mental condition of a tiger in the zoo and with its life in the natural habitat. So he conveys an important message that the wild animals should be left in their own natural habitat. In the poem, he highlights the contrast between freedom and captivity. Very impressively, he shows us how love for freedom is the natural instinct of every living being. And let us come to the poem. Stanza 1. He stalks in his vivid strides, the few steps of his cage, on pads of velvet quiet. In his quiet rage, he stalks his stride, he moves very quietly and slowly in a threatening way, but he is not able to go as much the length of the cage he could go without any interest. He moves to the bars of the cage, comes back lengthwise, widthwise, just walks very quietly, very slowly. The few steps of his cage We can't take many more steps there. On pads of velvet quiet, on pads, the soft part under the foot of the tiger, very soft. Just to touch the underneath of a cat, same. Tiger is a cat is belong to the same feline family. Very soft. On pads of velvet, quiet velvet, just like velvet. Very softly, without making any noise, quiet. In this quiet rage, in his quiet rage, rage means anger. He is very angry that he cannot get out of this cage. Can you imagine how difficult it is? You are suffering it now. Though you get a timely food, you are with your parents, but still you are not free at all. You are not free to move out of the house. So after learning this poem, after this corona pandemic just slows down, then you must think that don't catch any bird or animal. Understand the feelings of those living things. They are also living things. They also like to go out. They like to be in a free place. They want to be in freedom. So let us come back again to first stanza. He stalks in his vivid stripes, vivid, very clear. Stripes are there on the back of the tiger, very bright in color. Stripes means long, narrow bands. Long, narrow bands on the back of the tiger. He stalks in his vivid stripes. Stalks means moves quietly, walks the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. Quiet, only, merely in an angry mood. The poet tells us that a tiger is locked in a concrete cell cage in the zoo. It's a very small cage. You can hardly take a few steps along the length of the cage. He looks majestic as he slowly walks up and down in his cage. National animal, isn't it? Majestic, powerful. The sharp and clear stripes on his body are of strong, bright in color. His pads are velvet soft, just like a velvet piece of cloth. Pads are very soft. In spite of all his strength, he lies now imprisoned, not at all free, behind the bars. He is imprisoned behind the bars, iron bars. He can't get out of it. And the caged tiger is very angry. He is full of rage. But is quiet. Why he is quiet? Though he is angry, because he knew very well that he is not going to come out of this cage with his power. That's why he is quiet. It's very helpless there. Nobody is going to open the door of this cage. That's why, though he is angry, he wants to come out of it, but he is helpless. Clear? Come to the second stanza. He should be lurking in a shadow. Now we compare the first stanza. We talk about the tiger who is inside the cage. And in the second stanza we will see A tiger who is outside in the natural habitat. The poet is comparing both their lives. See, he should be lurking in shadow. A tiger who is outside in its natural habitat in the forest. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through the long bars. Sliding through long grass near the waterhole where plump deer pass. He is in the forest, lurking in shadow. He is hiding himself behind a shadow. Why he is lurking in the shadow of the tree? To see if any deer passes that way. If he finds a deer passing or coming to the pond there to drink water, he can jump over it. Sliding through long grass without making a noise. Sliding through the grass. Near the water hole, near the water area can be a pond where plump deer pass. Plump deer, fat, very chubby. So here hole means HOLE, hole here means pool. When a chubby deer comes to that side, comes to the pool to drink water, he is looking for an opportunity, hiding behind the shadow of a tree to jump over this deer. So, looking at the imprisoned tiger, the poet is filled with the pity, kindness. He says that the poor tiger should have been in his natural habitat. While lying in the cage, the poet is thinking that if it is not caught and kept in the cage, this tiger should have been in the natural habitat in the forest. What he must be doing there at this moment? Hunting and resting. Then, this hour of the night, he would have been lying in the shadows of trees and sliding quietly through the long grass. Wherever the deer goes, it follows it very quietly, sliding through, moving very quietly. He would then reach near the water pool, wait for some fat and healthy deer, chubby deer, to pass that way where he hides. Thus, he would be lying there in expectation of a heavy feast, so that he can jump over this tiger to have a good meal for the day. So the poet is very much pity towards the poor condition of this tiger. Read next 3 sentences. We will learn tomorrow. Again, the homework is read thoroughly. If I give the whole poem in a day, you will not understand anything. And write those answers, learn those answers. Again and again I tell you, write neatly. Devote your time in writing. Calligraphy is very important. It expresses your character. When we go through your handwriting, it's very clear. Okay? Have a nice day. Stay safe at home. Keep healthy. We will meet you soon.